We've now accepted the cable, so that's telling everybody that we're now ready to launch. If we're not ready, then we would release. As soon as the rope goes tight, then make a note of that position in the canopy, because that will give us our initial tow position behind the tugboats. Notice that I've got the stick hard back as the glider sits on its nose, because we want to get the nose off the ground as soon as we can. It's going to be independent use of the controls until we get airborne, where we then will coordinate aileron and rudder together. Hand is on or near the release knob. Okay, off we go then. So I keep myself tracking straight with the rudder, keeping the wings level with aileron. The nose is now pitching up, so I'm keeping it balanced on the main wheel, slightly nose high attitude until we become airborne. I'm now coordinating the use of aileron and rudder together. I'm no higher than about 6 to 10 feet above the ground. You can see now that the tug is airborne. Now to hold position behind the tug, for vertical position we use the elevator, and for horizontal position we use aileron and rudder together. So for vertical position, if I move the stick forward a small amount, the tug starts climbing up the canopy like so. If I move the stick back, the tug starts descending down the canopy like so. If I use stick and rudder to the right, the tug moves out to the left. If I move stick and rudder to the left, the tug moves to the right. Now to hold position behind the tug, try and keep the wings parallel with the tugs, and imagine that you've got a gun sight in front of you and you're trying to shoot the tail off. Try and keep that gun sight on the tail of the tugs. Now to find the correct tow position, we go down to the slipstream, so we ease the stick forward, small amount. Notice that I'm keeping the wings parallel with the tugs, until we get to the rough air created by the tug. This is the slipstream, you can hear and feel it. So I ease the stick back very slightly until the glider comes up into the smooth air behind the tug, and as soon as it's smooth, it's there, I'll hold that position and note that position behind the tug, and that is the correct tow position. Notice in the turn, I'm keeping the wings parallel with the tugs, using stick and rudder together as normal. But you notice that the nose tends to point outward of the turn. Okay, I'm now going to show you what would happen if we can't release blocks. The signal is out to the left. So well out, so you want to go far enough so the tug pilot can see you. And then we rock our wings, always starting with the outboard wing first, like so. And that is the signal to the tug pilot that we cannot release. I'll bring us back to the centre. Okay, now I'm going to show you the low tow position for the Aerotow. So I ease the stick forward and the tug starts climbing up the canopy. Notice that it climbs up the canopy at a nice smooth rate, and I keep on my wings parallel with the tugs. Through the slipstream until we're into the smooth air again. There we go. This is the low tow position. Notice how high the tug is up in the canopy, but the wings are parallel with the tugs. This is quite good for long cross-country aerotows, but you cannot release here unless it's an emergency. To release, you should return yourself back to the normal tow position. So we gently raise the nose, come up through the slipstream. Notice that it's a nice smooth rate of return until we get back to the normal tow position like so. Now it's very important that we never get high above the tug. So too high is up here blocks. Anything higher than this, you must release, okay? And if you ever lose sight of the tug, you always release. Now to return to the centre line, if we got out to one side, so let's just say we got out to the right, we keep the wings parallel with the tugs. We do not let the inboard wing go down. We let the tension of the rope just gently drift us back to the centre, and as we approach the centre line, make a small correction in the opposite direction to stop us overshooting. It's very important that you do not let the inboard wing go down. Keep it parallel with the tugs. Right, blocks. Now we're going to have a look at the descending tow. So just imagine we're getting towards cloud base and the tug's having to descend. So to maintain position, I'm now opening the air brakes like so. And I've actually got them wide open now. Look how quickly we're coming down. But notice that the position of the tug is still remaining constant in the canopy and the wings are parallel with the tugs. My air brakes now are fully open. Notice that signal blocks. That is, the air brakes are open. If you see that signal, you must always check your air brakes and shut them straight away. Having your air brakes open on the tow can have a huge effect on the rate of climb. Notice that I'm still holding the correct position behind the tug. My wings are parallel with the tug's. Notice that the nose is pointing very slightly out of the turn. I'm keeping my string in the middle though. Keeping the vertical position constant with my shotgun, notice correction, my gun sight technique. If you ever see that signal tug, you must release straight away. That's the emergency signal and the tug might be in trouble, so you must release without hesitation.